Good morning and welcome to our Veterans Day Assembly to honor our local veterans based on tomorrow being Veterans Day. Although a more formal welcome will come from our principal, Mrs. Bastock. As a veteran myself and a teacher here, I would like to welcome the veterans and guests, administrators, teachers, staff, and students. Please rise as we honor the American flag. The color guard is commanded by Cadet Captain Danya Alvarado. Once the colors are posted, Cadet Private Daniel Seaman will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and remain standing for the singing of the Star Spangled Banner by the Lorain High School Choir under the direction of Ms. Schindler.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. And now a few words by our principal, Mrs. Bastock.
Good morning. We are very fortunate and grateful to celebrate this day with all of you and our honored guests, our veterans. And the presentation that's about to occur, we thank so much the high school for sharing this with us. Being a veteran is a very special honor. And this presentation is going to honor some of the veterans that never made it back from service. And for some of us as a staff, very special even more because we have staff members who have are veterans and have veterans in their family, and some that even have lost loved ones overseas. So without further ado, I'm going to have this presentation start. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ms. Bastock. Students from Mrs. Hall's drama class will now present a selection of essays and poems along with a slideshow and the singing of On Eagle's Wings by the Lorain High Choir. After the presentation is complete, the choir will sing America the Beautiful.
Okay. In his Gettysburg Address, President Lincoln spoke of America's obligation to repay our debt to those who died in service to our country when he said, "It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they had gave their last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth."
Thomas Paine said, "Those who expect to reap the blessing of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigue of supporting it."
In the Civil War aftermath, American orator Robert Greene Ingersoll said, "They died for liberty, they died for us. They are at rest. They sleep in the land they made free. Under the flag, their reignade stainless. Earth may run red with other wars, but they are at peace. In the midst of battles, in the war of conflict, they found the serenity of death."
George Washington once said, "By keeping up in peace a well-regulated and disciplined militia, we shall take the best method to preserve for a long time to come the happiness, dignity, and independence of our country."
William Gladstone, Prime Minister of the Great Britain in the 19th century, once said, show me the manner in which a nation cares for its dead, and I will measure exactly the sympathies of its people, their respect for the laws of the land, and their loyalty to high ideals."
President John F. Kennedy once said, "A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors, the men it remembers."
If someone has done military service, they earn the title veteran and more. They earn our deep respect and admiration, that they are special, no one can ignore. They sacrificed the comforts we enjoy. The list is long of all the things they gave. Our veterans are extraordinary people. They're loyal, dedicated, true, and brave. When terror and invasion were real threats, they showed us that they could handle any storm. We owe our freedoms and our very lives to our veterans who served in uniform. Our veterans should be celebrities. They're exceptional, no other group compares. We are grateful for the many things they've done. They're always in our hearts and in our prayers. We owe our veterans support and friendship. Let no one ever question what they're worth. These men and women served us in our country. Our veterans, they're the best on earth. And I also want to say thank you to Staff Sergeant Michael Bobola, who is my uncle. And I'm very happy that you're home for serving overseas 4 times in, I think, Afghanistan and Iraq. And I just want to say thank you and I love you.
The Noble and the Brave, a Veterans Day tribute. When America had an urgent need, these brave ones raised a hand. No hesitation held them back. They were proud to take a stand. They left their friends and family. They gave up normal life to serve their country and their God. They plowed into the strife. They fought for freedom and for peace on strange and foreign shores. Some lost new friends, some lost their lives in long and brutal wars. Other veterans answered a call to support the ones who fought. The country had requirements for the essential skills they brought. We salute every one of them, the noble and the brave, the ones still with us here today, and those who rest in the grave. So here's to our country's heroes. They are cut above the rest. Let's give the honor that is due to our country's very best.
The JROTC Honor Guard, commanded by Cadet Captain Danielle Price, will now present the prisoner of war missing in action ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, students and our honored guests, and our veterans, the Lorain High School Army Junior Reserves Officer Training Corps, under the Honor Guard under the command of Cadet Captain Danielle Price, will now present the prisoner of war missing in action ceremony. The other members of the Honor Guard are Cadet Captain Danya Alvarado, Cadet Captain John Gannon, Cadet Captain Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Otuan Gilbert, Cadet Sergeant Adrian Ramos, and I am Cadet Captain Aaron Clayton. It's an honor and a privilege to introduce and acknowledge this table. This table represents and pays tribute to all of the prisoners of war missing in action and killed in action, from American involvement in World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, the Persian Gulf Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, and more. Many of you have looked at this table and wondered. Let me explain. This table, set for 5, symbolizes the frailty of the prisoners against their oppressors. Remember, the tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their country's calls to arms. Remember, the single candle displayed in the center of the table is symbolic of the families and loved ones who kept the faith, waiting for the return of those so dear to them. Remember, the red ribbon tied so prominently on the candle is reminiscent of the red ribbon worn upon the lapels and breast of many thousands who bear witness to their unyielding determination to demand a proper accounting of our missing and a return of all Americans left on foreign soil. Remember, the lemon on the bread plate reminds us of their bitter fate. Remember, there is salt on the bread plate, symbolic of the tears of the families as they still wait for their loved ones to return. Remember, the glasses are inverted. They cannot toast with us tonight. Remember, the chairs are empty. They are not here. Remember, all of you have served with them, called them brothers and sisters, who have depended upon their might and relied upon them. Remember them, for surely they have not forgotten you. Good morning, veterans, families, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cadet Captain Aaron Clayton. On behalf of our Superintendent, Thomas Tucker, our Principal, Dr. Stephen Sturgill, and the Lorain High School Army Junior ROTC Honor Guard, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Dennis Owen and Sergeant First Class Christy Proy, it is our privilege to present the Missing Man ceremony today. It's an honor to be here with you all this morning. To our veterans in attendance, thank you for your service and sacrifice to our nation's defense and freedom. November 11th is Veterans Day, a day and time for us to pause and reflect on the contributions our veterans have made and all those who have gave the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our country and freedom. American revolutionary Thomas Paine wrote in his pamphlet, Common Sense, "It is not in numbers but in unity that our great strength lies." Those words are as true today as they were in 1776. The unity that is America springs from one cause, freedom. Generation after generation of Americans have stepped down to defend our country, to defend our freedom and to preserve the founding principles of this great nation. From Valley Forge to Vietnam, from Kuwait to Kandahar, from Berlin to Baghdad, these patriots have stood watch over America's peace, and when necessary, they have borne the cost of our nation's war. There are more than 24 million living veterans that are among our nation's finest citizens. They served our country and continue to serve our communities. Through our presentation, we hope to honor all the veterans for their solemn pledge and to defend our freedom. We pledge to uphold the legacy by teaching the younger generations about their role in securing the blessing of liberty and about how the veterans' courage and sacrifice has shaped our nation's history. In addition, we would like to thank the United States Armed Forces and their families for their dedication, sacrifice, and service to our country. Let us remember those deployed on foreign soil, in harm's way, standing watch on point for our nation around the world. Please pray for the servicemen and women for a safe return home and continued support for them and their mission on the global war on terrorism and protecting our nation's freedom. This concludes our presentation. Again, thank you for inviting us. Have a safe return home. God bless America, and let us never forget.
At this time, we will observe a moment of silence, followed by the playing of taps. Although taps originally played as a bugle call at the end of each day, it is now customarily played at burials and memorial services to accompany the lowering of the flag and to signify the end of one's life given in the sacrifice of their country. Upon completion of taps, students are asked to remain seated and quiet and await instructions on returning back to your classes. Thank you for attending our Veterans Day Assembly, and thank you for your service. This concludes today's assembly. Thank you for attending.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.